So Justin Thomas not ready to kind of put the clubs down, coming off his second PGA championship of his career. He's getting right back at it on the horse this week at Colonial. The new world number 5 will be looking to continue that momentum in Texas. If he wins the Charles Schwab Challenge, he'll have to beat out a strong field that includes 6 of the top 10, along with the man he defeated just last week in the playoffs, in Zalatoris. So JT will hope to ramp it back up after that emotional Sunday at Southern Hills, looking for his second win of the season. You can run his numbers on based on what we've seen the past few months. Finished T8 at Augusta, T35 at the RBC, then bounced back with a T5 just not too long ago, the AT&T Byron Nelson. And then, of course, we saw what he did there in Tulsa with that W. All right, time to bring in the guru of the greens, Doug Bell, checking in on HQ this morning. And, Doug, JT has built some momentum this month, and even you can go back to from the Masters there. Expect him to kind of carry that into another week here at Colonial.
Well, Brandon, it's interesting. Most of the time when you win a major championship, you just take the next week off because it was mentally exhausting and also physically. But Justin Thomas said at the beginning of the season, he told the folks at the Charles Schwab Challenge, I'm going to play. So he said, I'm going to play. Now he's taking an extra day off. He will fly in on Wednesday. He and Bones, Jim Mackay's caddy, will have a short practice session. And then on Thursday, he tees it up with Scotty Scheffler and defending champion Jason Kokrak. It's going to be a great threesome. It's just a matter of can he get back up emotionally? And the numbers are incredible so far this season. You mentioned 8 top 10s for Justin Thomas, scoring average 69.377. That's phenomenal. He's number 2 overall in strokes gained. In other words, he has no weaknesses, and his putting is now 44th in strokes gained. That's up from where it's been in the past few years. I suspect Justin Thomas will have a really big week. Smallest greens on the PGA Tour. He's maybe the best iron player on the PGA Tour. It sets up well for him. We shall see.
His best finish coming in 2020 with that T10, his lone top 10 when playing at Colonial here. Look, if JT wasn't in the picture at Southern Hills, we would be talking about Zalatoris and maybe his first win. Maybe. What does he need to do as he's still in the hunt for that first PGA victory?
Well, it's interesting. He's from Dallas, and obviously this is a big tournament for him, although this is only his second time he's played at Colonial, the Charles Schwab Challenge. It is an invitational. Up until last season, he was not a PGA Tour member, and now he's knocking on the door. Can he get his first PGA Tour victory in the place that he grew up in? We're talking about, this is Fort Worth, but it's Dallas-Fort Worth. This would be a meaningful deal for him. Listen, Zalatoris is number 1 strokes gained off the tee. Nobody drives it better, longer, or more accurately. He's number 1 in strokes gained from tee to green. So iron play statistically is the best. But that putter right there, 154th in strokes gained putting. He hit some clutch putts at the end there at the PGA Championship, but that'll be the key at Colonial. Listen, he'll be in position to make some birdies, but will the putter cooperate? Zalatoris knocking on the door. It would be very meaningful for him. We'll see if he can get the job done. The putter's got to get hot this week.
You mentioned he's been close, 6 top 10 so far, so he's always in the picture, just not finishing the job down the stretch there. Elsewhere, Bryson DeChambeau, look, WD is starting to become a thing with him. Set to miss this week, hasn't played since the Masters. Big picture here, currently ranked 219 in the FedEx Cup standings. To qualify for the playoffs, though, Doug, he needs to be inside that top 125 by August 7th. If you look at the timetable, here we are almost in June. August not that far away. Is he going to be able to come back and maybe make the picture there?
Wow, great question. Some people are saying you ought to just mail it in the rest of the year and say, listen, I'm off. I need to get right physically. But again, a 25-year-old wants to play, tried to play last week at the PGA Championship and did the prudent thing. I wasn't ready is what he told everyone. Tried to play this week. He's from Dallas, went to SMU. Meaningful tournament for him. But again, the prudent play, physically I'm not right. It's not just his hand where he had surgery right after the Masters, but the torn labrum in his hip is not sufficiently healed. So he's worried about walking 4 consecutive days. The plan is he will try to play next week at Jack Nicklaus's tournament at Muirfield Village, the Memorial, and he hopes that will get him ready for the United States Open. Past champion there, 2019, wants to play at Brookline. It's just a matter of whether his body will allow him to do that. He will give it a go next week. 3 straight practice sessions at Memorial, and we'll see if he can play in Jack's tournament.
All right, we'd love to see the Kraken get it cracking back on the green sooner than later there. All right, what about your expert pick this week at Colonial?
Well, there's so many value picks, Brandon. I mean, when you look at the field and then you look at some of these odds, like Kevin Kisner, how can Kevin Kisner be 80-1? He won here in 2017. He's had a phenomenal year. He's 32nd in FedEx Cup points. I mean, that's my long shot pick. 80-1 for the Kiz. And prior to his win in 2017 at Colonial, he almost won in 15 and 16. I like Kevin Kisner a lot this week at 80-1, but the guy I'm picking to win, again, another value pick, Billy Horschel, 40-1 to win at Colonial. How can that be? Because he's quietly had a great year, 2 runner-up finishes already. He has 6 wins on the PGA Tour. His last one came last year in Austin at Match Play. It's not a matter of if Billy Horschel is going to win this year, it's a matter of when. And I think it could happen this week. He wants to be on the President's Cup team. He's had a wildly consistent year that nobody's talking about. At 40-1, I think Billy Horschel is one heck of a play this week at the Charles Schwab Challenge.
Like, I feel like you put a lot on Billy Horschel this season. I feel like that's a name we've heard a lot for your winners, so hopefully he pays off with you there maybe this week.
One of these days.
All right, 40-1 this weekend. As always, the Guru of the Greens, appreciate your time. Doug Bell tapping in. Don't forget, of course, that starts on Thursday, Friday, and then on the weekend you got the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday at 2 at Colonial with CBS as well, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.